Whether you're joining us on YouTube, Rumble, or X, welcome to the Moonbase. I'm your host, Harrison Smith. Joining me, as always, Lebanon John and our good friend Ian Carroll. How's everybody doing? Ian, how are you, sir?
Dude, I'm so good after that intro. I shouldn't be surprised that y'all are rocking the spiciest intros on the freaking internet, of course. That was a ton of fun. I've dropped into a lot of Moonbase shows, but I've never dropped in right at the start to see the intro.
That's the best part. That's always the best part. I was gonna say because
cool.
I was like, yeah, we're running a minute or two late, and Ian was like, I know, it's Moonbase, I get it. I'm like, all right, cool. All right, you've watched it before. John, how you doing, man?
Dude, I'm good. I'm ready to get on Pam Bondi's bad side.
Dude, she's gonna come after us with the DOJ. You hear that?
Yeah. She's really good at doing investigations, right? No, wait a second.
I know, we're actually fine. It's actually totally fine. All right, so Ian, I know you are taking some time out of your day to show us this new tool of yours. So let's not waste any time and get right to it, because this is the new tool called Web. I'm so excited to start using this. Your videos about it have been awesome. Tell us about this, man.
Dude, I cannot wait to watch what people like you, just people like in the journalism spaces, and then also just like the general public do with this thing. So the brief background: named Webb after Gary Webb, famous journalist that exposed the CIA's links to the crack cocaine epidemic and how they were funneling crack cocaine directly into American cities. He got kicked out of his newspaper for reporting on that. And he turned, for the first time sort of in the history of journalism, to the internet, the budding internet at the time, and put his journalism online and let it spread through the internet. And it kind of did a new thing in journalism that hadn't been done before, sort of like one of the origin stories of internet decentralized independent journalism. Once, he was kicked out of the journalism that was supposed to be the mainstream, supposed to be the real thing. And so then, of course, obviously he famously committed suicide by shooting himself in the head twice. So it's kind of an homage to Gary Webb, but obviously it is not lost on us that it is also, by happenstance, a huge homage to Whitney Webb as well, who is the GOAT of Epstein research and one of the, primary pushers of pushing the paradigm forwards by publishing One Nation Under Blackmail. She brought the whole case so far forwards by putting a concrete, citable, hard source to the story that then other journalists could look at and cite as a source and build upon. So huge fan of the name. But the point of this,
and of course, what a tangled web we weave when we practice to deceive. It's the whole intrinsically makes sense.
You can make it look like Charlie Day's web of fucking string too. We even styled the connections after the string, as you'll see. But so what this is a complex AI, like an amalgamation of various AI tools that allows you to interact with the entire Epstein document release as though you were talking to ChatGPT, but not ChatGPT, because fuck that noise. And because ChatGPT will try to convince you that Israel didn't run this shit, and Webb will tell it to you straight. So you are in the opening pages here, and this is when someone gets into Webb. Right now it's in beta testing, so we gave Harrison the secret code, and he gets in and he makes an account with email, password, and that's it. No other identifying information. We don't want to know who the fuck you are. We don't give a shit.
I didn't even use my real email, so
yeah, we are not trying to know anything. We don't give a shit. We have pre-processed all of the Epstein documents, all 3.5 million or whatever. What is an extremely lengthy and complicated,
that's massive
and pretty expensive process too, to process them all with AI. Because what we did is we built like a library system of what's called vector embeddings that has already tied them together and understands what's in them, who's in them, when things happened, different entities, and it's got all this organizational structure. And that's what you're seeing right there is the Jeffrey Epstein files prepared to put into one of your projects. It looks this way because we'll be adding other document types over time. So you can we'll add the 9/11 files, we'll add the JFK files, we'll add the MLK files. Then you can add up to 5 different document sets to any given project. You'll get 3 projects in your profile at a time. So for now, just in the Jeffrey Epstein set down there, click add to canvas, and then just make a new canvas and name it Moonbase or whatever you want to name it. And you don't need to give a description unless, you feel like you're going to forget what the fuck's going on out here, and hit create canvas.
Perfect.
Clarify.
Yeah, just making sure.
You're in a blank canvas, brand new project here. On the left, you see a little folder that says Jeffrey Epstein right down below you there. That
Yep.
is the entirety of the files organized the way they were given to us as
Oh my God.
right? And that's the old way. That's
Dude.
like, what they gave us, how they gave it to us. That's irrelevant. Fucking forget about that. As we go through the files in the chat format, it'll open that and it'll auto scroll to show you where you are in the original file sets. But that's the nightmare way to access them. The fun way is through the chat, which we're going to do in a second. But I just want to make a note because people might have noticed that it says 1.5 million files or something like that instead of 3 point something million files when we first loaded it in. That is because the original file set contained all kinds of duplicates and they contain videos and things like that. So we didn't process any of the videos or any of the audio files. And then we also did a bunch of deduplication by like kind of combining files that were exact identical duplicates. But
Nice.
other than that, it's the entire original file set. So the center is your canvas, which I'll show you how to build out in just a second once we access some files. But first,
by the way, let me pause for a second. I see somebody asking if this is an ad of some sort. We are not getting paid for this. I don't even know if you're going to get paid for making this.
Yeah,
I don't even know how you make money.
Let's talk about the money here. What this is this is a tool for regular people to be able to access the Epstein files. Because the way that journalists have to do it right now, the way you have to do it right now is through this retarded search bar on the DOJ website, which is ridiculous. And it's obviously designed to impede our progress in understanding what's going on. And so this tool is to allow everyone to access it. It will cost money. AI inherently costs money, right? So I paid $5,000 to process those files that you have now loaded into this project because AI is fucking expensive. And that's like a million and that's like 3.5 million files that then had to be condensed.
Right.
Furthermore, I have put $5,000 of my own money into the tokens because all the chat that we're about to do, that is an AI powered chat we're about to use. And it is fucking mind blowing. And you'll see why it's worth me paying for this thing. So I put $5,000 worth of tokens in for the beta testers to all use. And then when we're done with the beta test, all the leftover tokens, we'll just like let people get in and use the free token, those tokens up. And then it'll be like a subscription model of $5 or $10 or $20 or like 80 if you want a quadrillion tokens to just like super use it. But you'll see that as we use this chat, you'll see that it's like, it's going to write us fucking novels about what was going on. And it's going to cite like 20 documents per answer. It's an incredibly detailed tool. And unfortunately, that level of AI does cost money. And I can't absorb that cost. So it will be a paid product in that regard. But obviously, we wanted to be committed to open source. So as soon as we're done launching this, we're flipping to packaging as an open source package that people that are a little more savvy can then download that from the Git. And you can plug in your own API keys. You just have to have a little more savvy because you have to download a couple packages. It's not just like a simple app that can just like run. But then you can, modify it. You can do whatever you want to your heart's content, plug in your own APIs and just have fun with it. That being said, you're going to have to pay the thousands of dollars it costs to process millions of documents if you want to put the Epstein files in yourself. But you can put anything into your own version. You can put the Ehud Barak emails in. You can put your medical documents in. You can put your school homework in. You can put the Bible in, whatever you want, right?
Dude, and yeah, this is, I mean, once you add, like we were talking earlier, like putting Whitney Webb's book in and then putting like the WikiLeaks, Pizzagate, I mean, this could get so big. So this is not an ad. You made this basically with your own money. Eventually people will have to pay for the tokens.
Yeah, me and three homies made this because I wanted it.
See that? Yeah, that's sick as hell. And I want to use it. And so I was going to use it anyway. And I thought, let's invite Ian on so he can explain to us how to do it so we can, learn how to do it and then use it.
Dramatically revolutionize the journalistic approach to the Epstein files and to large file sets in all forms from here on out.
Dude, I'm so stoked.
Chat,
so this is
just
just
very quickly going to show that.
This is just pure info wars, like the info war battleground, literally. Just for the love of the game. All right.
And it's like, let's not lose the subtle dig here that like they're trying to enslave us with AI. So let's fucking take that AI and flip it on those fucking rich billionaire pedophiles and use it to expose what's in these files. Let's use it to investigate them.
To destroy all their bullshit. Every time Netanyahu, in the Eighth Front, I had a lot of examples of Netanyahu talking about AI and the power and using the power of AI.
Is why.
Every time he did, he also said it comes with great dangers. There's great dangers to AI as well. This is what he's talking about. Exactly.
Yeah. So speaking of BB, let's start our first question in the chat down there on the bottom right in the chat box. It's accessing all the files. A little bit. Let's ask it about who Jeffrey Epstein really worked for. But before you do that, let's talk. Harrison, I think you probably understand AI prompting a little bit. Not all people do. This is not like a Google search. You should not treat this like a Google search. And it's not like the search bar on the DOJ website. You don't want to just give it one how many times did this person's name come up? That's not what you're trying to ask. You're trying to ask it rich, complex questions that give it a lot of context to go out into those files and search for meaning. And so let's not lead it to Israel, but let's instead say, I've heard that Jeffrey Epstein was I've heard Jeffrey Epstein was an intelligence asset. Can you dig through the files or tell me about evidence in the files of Jeffrey Epstein being an intelligence asset, and tell me what country he likely worked for? Something along those lines, right? And give it a couple sentences, a little bit of context.
And will it understand if I just say Epstein, it knows Jeffrey Epstein?
Yeah.
I imagine
it'll know everything.
All right.
You spell it wrong.
John's even better than me at AI prompting. So any ideas you have,
ask it verbatim. Was Epstein an intelligence asset?
All right, 1 second. Sorry, there's a thing blocking my view. All right. Was Epstein an intelligence? You can see how slow I type. This is embarrassing.
And
was it? I can't see there it is. Okay.
And what countries did he? And what country did he? Yeah, let's do country singular. What country did he likely work for? So we're going to start really broad and hit that send button, and it'll start thinking. It's going to go out into the files and do a first pass, and it's going to look for everything relevant to what you searched. And the more context you give it with that first search, the more it's going to understand what it's looking for. But it's going to pull back a certain number of documents. And you've zoomed in a lot, so we can't see exactly how many it's pulling back, but it usually pulls back 40 documents per research pass. Then it'll learn from that, go back out into the library and get more relevant information, learn from that, go back out in the library, learn from that, and pull in a whole bunch of context from literally, millions of files here. And then finally get enough relevant documents to understand the bigger picture of what it's talking about. And then it'll start to spit the answer out at us at the bottom.
I absolutely love that. It literally.
Harrison, you can drag this chat box. You can drag it left. If you go to the left-hand edges of it, you can actually expand it a little bit.
Oh, dude.
Boom. So,
the audience. Official position. No evidence of intelligence ties, according to the Department of Justice.
Notice how there's all these weird brackets with weird letters inside the brackets. Those are sources that have not linked yet because it's still giving you the answer. When the answer is done writing down below, those will all turn red and be numbers. And that's how you know it's done answering and the sources are all ready and shit's cooked. Meal's cooked. So it's still answering down there, and boom, right there, it's already got the Mossad connection.
Yeah.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Ooh.
So it's still cooking down there. So boom.
Okay, and now it's done.
All the sources linked in, right? So quickly, just go to the top of the message that it gave back and just kind of scroll and look at how many red numbers you see. Each one of those is an original document. Okay. And you can click on them. You've expanded your chat so much that they'll be hard to see. But if you reduce your chat to half the size, when you click on those red numbers, they'll open in the document viewer in the middle. Okay.
Dude.
And every one of those red numbers is an original Epstein file. And your left-hand window is scrolling to show you where that document appears in the original document set. Right?
Damn.
Right?
That's
so
awesome. Holy shit.
So this is just layer one, because this is the first question. We started so vague, and you can just we know this stuff, so you can just kind of scroll and maybe click some of the sources to see what it happened to pull out. Like the Mossad connection from Maxwell, see what it pulled out, right?
Known ties to the Maxwell should have made him high-risk client for the time of his onboarding at JPM.
So that's probably from the JPM Virgin Islands court documents, I would assume. Epstein's rumored intelligence work looks like an interesting one in the chat that you're almost down to. Multiple sources in the documents state that Epstein is rumored to have worked for either the Israeli intelligence service, Mossad, CIA, or even both. And so in this one question that we asked, right? And to be honest, if I were you, I would just fucking ignore the left-hand panel completely. You could even
I was trying to
down.
Okay, because you can just scroll through here. Okay, because I was just trying to see how we could find what the context was. This is
so good question, Harrison. Excellent. You're thinking like a fucking. I love doing this with journalists. I've done this with all types of different people in the last several days, And normal like normies just are like, what did beef jerky mean? What did fucking what did Trump say on this thing? And it's like, those are fucking awesome questions, right? And then there's some people that will ask those questions, then dive deeper. But then journalists are like, all right, where's the source? Like, what is this a part of?
I'm
and
like,
so you're right. So this is
who's talking about beef jerky and why? Yeah.
This is a 186 page PDF. And if you really didn't know what it was, you could add it to the chat. There's an add to chat button at the top of the document. You could add that.
Okay.
You could add that document to the chat and then ask it, what's this document? What's the context? And it'll like pull everything around that document, and it can be crazy useful for the fucking emails. But
cool. But I could probably just go.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And like find it. Okay.
And see what file
that
it
makes
is,
sense.
Right.
Tight.
So this is something that was in the Epstein Files, some big old.
So
PDF.
it's a collection. Okay.
Okay.
Wow.
But see, we already kind of know that Epstein worked for Mossad, but it's pulling it out. It's giving you all the source, giving you all the evidence, right? So now let's go way deeper. And here's a key thing for anyone that's watching to understand when you all get your hands on it. And for Harrison, for you to think about, is when you started the chat fresh, it had no context about what we were talking about, but it had the 1.5 million document set that's like all tied together. You've now sent it out and it's gathered all this context around the Mossad and the intelligence operations. So the next question you ask, it'll be even better informed in those directions. But if you wanted to like turn left and start asking it about like what did Jeffrey Epstein like to eat for lunch, you should probably start a new chat for that kind of stuff.
Okay. And so, just like other
exactly. And your chat will get smarter and smarter and smarter with each subsequent question. So now let's go a little more specific, since we kind of know the basics.
Let me ask you another question.
Yeah.
Does it find one source or like two or three sources, or does it find all sources that reference that? Like, so I know some of these have three. If there are more than three, will that show up?
No, not necessarily. So when it shows three at once, sometimes it's because those might be duplicates of the same file that appear in different places, but are actually basically the same page. So this is an old copy of a Wikipedia article before they edited it, and it's actually a pretty interesting read compared to the current version of his Wikipedia page. But so that's just three different instances of it across the files that still exist. But the question of does it get all instances is a really important one. And the answer is no. It can't ever, you can never guarantee that it got literally every instance unless you like exhaustively go through the chat message after message and hammer it for more and more context. Because it is, 1.5 million or whatever. Well,
that's what I was going to say. I mean, I imagine there are 100 documents that might say something like this. Exactly. That's what I was wondering, if it just takes the best ones, the first ones.
Yes. So in this chat, so when you have the chat a little less zoomed in and it has enough space to show you, it'll show you that it brought back 40 sources on that first query, pick the 20 best, brought back 40 sources on the second query, pick the 14 best. And you can kind of get a sense for how many sources it gathered and how many it chose and how many are now being displayed. But like you'll learn to kind of hone your queries and to sort of how to guide it to what you need with different specificities and different language. So now that it's on the intelligence train, why don't you ask something like, is there any evidence that Jeffrey Epstein was involved in Iran-Contra? Right? So you start to, or you can go in any direction you want. Like I learned all kinds of crazy shit about Ghislaine Maxwell's pilot certifications that I didn't realize.
That's what I was going to start asking about the submarine stuff. That was one of my first things.
Dude, fucking type it in. That's an awesome question to ask because I didn't realize this. Ghislaine Maxwell's original flight certifications and her training hours and her certificates and her it's all in there.
Wow.
And she was actually certified 8 years before the public thinks she was. The public thinks that she was certified in 2007. That was a recertification. And that was when she got her helicopter's license. She was a flight certified pilot in 1999. And that documentation is in here.
Interesting. John, any ideas?
Yeah. I got some.
Yeah, get in there.
I got some, bro.
So ask any question in the direction of intelligence, specific or vague or whatever you want.
All right, here, I'm gonna type it out for you, Harrison, because it's kind of complicated.
And so the art of that prompt engineering is, this is true of all AIs, is that learning prompt engineering is how you learn to make AIs really sing. And in general, giving it the right amount of basically telling it what you know and then asking it for what you want, right, is the best way to go. So if you don't know much, give it what you do and then ask it for what you want, as opposed to some people will type in like was Jeffrey Epstein a spy? It's like, that's great, but you could go Jeffrey Epstein is alleged to be a spy for Israel. There's also allegations about Russia. You know, like if you wanted to look into that and that, mention it and say what you're looking at, right? If I wanted to know about Ghislaine's pilot stuff, I'll say I heard that Ghislaine was a pilot certified. I heard she had a helicopter, and I heard that she had a submarine license. Is there any evidence of that in the files? And what years did that happen? You know, and then it knows to look for years, it knows to look for submarines, it knows to look for helicopters and flights and pilots and all that shit. So it'll give it more context for how to look for what to look for. Right?
Hell yeah, dude. Hell
and
yeah.
this is where suddenly no longer are we just like doing random fucking search queries and searching through thousands of documents. It's like literally like you're talking to ChatGPT, and it's bringing back primary sources. But here's the critical piece that's different about web. That's like my favorite part is that it is not going to the internet to look for information. It is contained entirely to this document set. And this is the key part. By containing it to this document set, you've put walls around the garden, and it actually stops hallucinations. It won't hallucinate. Even though it's powered by like public AI models that would normally be used on the web, like on the internet. Because we've contained it to this document set, it won't just try to please you by trying to like make up shit to like make you happy and just give you an answer from whatever it found. It will only stay in the documents and cite the documents, and it doesn't hallucinate as far as I've ever seen. And that is like a journalistic game changer. So if you ask it about something that's not in the files, it'll just tell you, I didn't find that in the files. And if you do that with something that you know is in the files and it says it didn't find it, then you can reprompt it and say, I'm pretty sure it's in the files. Maybe look in this place, look this way. I thought it was related to this thing. And you kind of redirect it, and then it will probably find it on its second pass for really specific stuff. But it won't just like make shit up, which is a total game changer, because that's the problem with AI, right? That's why it's like a journalist, you can't trust AI to do this kind of really detailed work, because it'll get a lot of it right. But then sometimes there's always in the back of your mind of like, yeah, like I needed it to cite a source, and I don't really know how it came up with that, you know?
Damn, dude. That is so
Are we into Iran Contra now?
Yes. Wait.
Oh yeah, it's cooking. It's cooking.
It's still going.
Scroll up to the top to see what question John put in here.
Well, I put in. I just put in the Iran Contra thing. So yeah, John, I don't know if you're going to send me in the
that's fine.
Private chat. Yeah, but whatever John's going to send it to me, I'll put that in. But I also want to know how to do the actual board.
Let's get into it, dude.
That looks fucking awesome. I know you don't have too much time too, so I mean,
yeah, I'm already way over time, but that's fine.
That's what I'm saying.
So open something like open number 30. You know, during this period, one of Epstein's clients was with Saudi. Open one of these sources on the right here. Something spicy. Oh, it's the same fucking article.
It's the same one.
Yeah, it was already linked. 31 is the same one.
It's the same.
Further.
Court document. What?
Is it trapped in a loop? Well, here's the trick. Is that document? I hate that document because that document is so full of information that it actually has a lot of allegations.
So I wonder if we could.
Cool. Well, ask another question here. Then let's go deeper and make it get more. Epstein claimed here this top one. See how it gave you dig deeper suggestions?
Mm-hmm.
Copy that top one and paste that in.
I just typed like the ultimate question.
Sick.
Oh my god. Okay. All right.
This will get us into Khashoggi right here.
But this is like the final, the beginning and the end. Like,
oh my god. All right. It's a good whole paragraph.
Let's go. So that's how you prompt AI for sure. But real quick, so on this article right here. No, yeah, stay in that same chat. You're good in that chat for now.
Okay.
On this article right here that you're on, well, it's cooking on that next prompt. Actually, maybe scroll down so we can see it work. But just because it loved this fucking article so much, just pin it to the canvas real quick. And I've been considering putting in a feature where we can blacklist sources. I'm considering putting in a feature because it's in the files. We're not going to like cut it out of the files, but this specific Wikipedia page gets cited so fucking much because it's so chocked full of information that it's relevant to a lot of searches on the first pass. Usually it doesn't. Oh, interesting. Is it 70 pages long?
Yeah, that's what's saying this one is. I think
so it's mixed into a whole document set is what it is.
Yeah, because I think it said it was a court document that maybe this was presented as evidence or something. with notes and stuff. But that's
This is
cool.
amazing, man.
But I think that what I'm going to do is we're going to build a blacklist feature, and I'm going to blacklist that source because I just get tired of seeing that source at the start of every query.
Right.
But it gets, it'll get into more detail. But so now you've pinned it to your canvas, and this canvas works just like Obsidian or like any other kind of canvas app does. That allows you to draw directly on top of the canvas willy-nilly.
Okay.
You can Command Z to delete it, or you can draw another line somewhere, and you can draw right over the documents, and it'll stay pinned on that document too. White is hard to see, obviously, but then you can go back to the arrow selector instead of the drawer, and you can then like click and drag. You can select it, move it, or you can delete
it. Easy.
Yeah. I think we're still going to build a highlight version because that's like a line version. We're going to build a highlighter version too that's like semi-opacity.
Yeah. And is there a way to do something other than documents, like text or?
Yes. Right click on the canvas. Are you on a laptop?
No, I'm on a
PC. No. So go back to the arrow. The drawing tool will make you only draw. If your right click of your mouse isn't working, try pressing like spacebar or something to like wake it back up and right clicking on the canvas.
Let me click on something else. Okay.
Control click, option click.
Click on the button to the left of the cursor. That.
No, that's to control the strings. That's not it at all.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, no, there's something. It must have gotten stuck in some sort of like time loop on your mouse or something. So this is a note. Double click into it. Nice. So you can give it a title, you can give it a body, but just leave it blank for a second and go down into the chat and rather than typing up something, a random thing, go to the top of its answer for the chat for what you just asked it. Yeah, right.
Okay, so there's the investigation. This is where it
and just copy that part and hit Command C and then go into your note just for the hell of it. Do you still have the title selected or do you have the body? Yeah, bingo.
The body.
You could like paste the title in there if you wanted. The title will automatically appear in title kind of format.
Oh man, that's sick,
right?
Dude.
And then when you resize the note, it will automatically resize is from the corners, lines are from the edges.
Got it.
When you resize it and then release, it'll automatically like release it somewhere and it'll automatically
jump
dude, this is
that looks great. That looks really great.
And then grab the pin there and drag a line out from the dot on the side.
Oh yeah, and you can
drag that dot to there, and then you have a string. And if you pull, that's like it has physics, like a fucking string, which is a lot of fun. But you can also like click drag to select that string, just kind of, or you can just click on it, and then top left in the top left icon there. That's the string modification space.
Oh yes, cool.
So you can change it to different types of like connectors. And you also notice it says at the top of this, it says by type or selected. So by type, you're going to change all the strings. Selected means you're only going to change the strings you have selected. Personally,
got it.
I leave it on string mode, and then sometimes I use a bunch of curve mode for certain strings to make it look super sexy. But modify them to your heart's content, make them thicker.
So it's like a physical string. I get it. That's cool.
You can make them droopier if you want. You make them, different colors if you want. Just have good fun. And when you select the string, obviously it's highlighting all the connections that are connected to that string and beyond too.
Wow, dude.
So here's one more thing. Now, zoom out a little bit so you can see some canvas.
How do I?
So I actually keyboard mouse are kind of annoying. Yeah, it's like what is it? Control, command,
command,
zoom,
yeah,
right? Command scroll.
Yeah, command scroll.
So now you've got some extra canvas to play with. Go over to the chat and scroll down to another source. And instead of opening the source, just click and drag the source onto the canvas.
Oh, or right click.
Oh, so you right clicked it, but you can click and drag it. I've never actually. I think the right click is a new thing. So you can just drop it on like that.
That is very cool,
right?
Oh, damn.
And then you can start tying them together, and you can start building notes and building out your canvas of like, this is what I found, and this is what the documents show. And I tend to start to basically just copy key pieces of the chat in to like annotate what the sources are and sort of like preserve my chat in that way. The chat is preserved. You'll have it until you delete it. But this way, you can keep things, right? One other tool that, you as an actual journalist, you might enjoy is if you open one of the sources in the chat, like inside the chat, actually click on one of the citations and open it. There's a highlight mode button top left. Click on that, and it puts into this HTML viewer mode where you can now
dude.
select certain text, and you can hit that little highlight pop-up that came up above it, and that highlight will persist with this document forever for you.
No shit.
And now in the top right, do you see the little highlighter image in the top right as well? Over by beta feedback and like over above the chat. There's a
Yes,
highlighter
this,
image.
yeah.
Click on that, and that opens all of your
dude.
highlights. Okay, so then you can
That's
re-reference
cool.
all your highlights, right?
Bro.
So that way, because otherwise it's like you get lost when you like come to a document. There's like a fucking million words. There's like 20 pages. Sometimes it's like I want to find that one spot where that one thing was, right? So that's the highlight tool, and there sort of is an ecosystem of highlight tools that you'll find in various places that work together.
That is sick.
Yeah,
that
I
is
fucking love
sick,
that one, dude. That one is like one of my favorite ones.
And so then I can unhighlight it to.
Yeah, you
like,
can delete it, or you
delete.
can add notes to your highlight as well.
Dude,
right?
Notes to your highlight. I love that.
Yeah. And I don't know if we have it built in yet. Close out the document viewer that you have here. And if you zoom in on one of these sources on your canvas, it's possible. I'm not sure if we have this feature built in yet. If you go up to the top of the document, click on the little down like arrow, the little down arrow thing up there, and then scroll to the bottom of the document. Okay, yeah. So we don't have it built in yet. We're likely going to build in an option where you can actually flip the make it so you're not seeing the document, but you're instead seeing that HTML view on the canvas.
Cool.
So you can actually look at your highlights on the canvas instead of the original document if you need to like quickly scan across and see where you highlighted. I think
yeah. So y'all are still adding stuff.
Oh yeah, we're gonna be fucking adding stuff till the day we die, dude. It's just so much. There's like a million fun things you can put in here that just make it more fluid and more fast and more fun, right?
Yeah, but that's sick anyway. So it just gives you a summary.
Gives you a summary. Yeah.
If you click that down button,
and then you just minimize it by clicking it again.
Wait,
Yeah.
it made a summary of this entire thing right there?
So
Of this
it
document,
actually didn't make it. That was already made when it was processed initially, because every document is pre-processed with like what entities appear in this document, what's this document about, what times exist in this document. It already has all that vectorized so that when you use the chat, it's not thinking every document through. It's already all processed. It's doing this complex like fucking alien spaceship thing where it's just like and just grabs them all that fast because it's already processed with this level of understanding.
right?
And it actually has this kind of understanding about
pre-rendering.
images as well, where like if you ask the chat to show you images of Jeffrey Epstein eating food, it'll fucking show you photos of him eating food because it's actually processed. It's OCR'd the photos of him, and it knows that this is like an old man eating food. Like boom, it's got it.
Right.
So
So
that's a little more limited, but it's like basically cool.
So are there like bad photos and videos in here?
No. So we had a really awkward session together where me and the boys got in here once we realized that like, oh, there's a bunch of photos in here. We need to fucking comb through them. And we basically had a whole like 4-hour long session of asking it to show us nude photos. And we just like kept on hammering it to try to get it to like pull out all of the nude shit. There are redacted fucking photos of like girls and stuff like that, the way they appeared. Not a ton of them, but they're all redacted fully. And there was one that was like an artsy photo that we found that we deleted from the database. But other than that, we didn't find any in this data set that are explicit. If anyone does, fucking message us because we want to delete that shit right away or censor it.
Right on.
But no, everything should be good to go. And that's basically all the key features.
Okay.
You do have, so just another couple quick speed run of other ideas. Top left by the docs tab, you have an entities tab.
Entities, okay.
Those are pre-processed. Those are all the entities that exist in all the documents, and you can kind of like open those up. It's not a super useful way to go through them, but it is a way to go through them. It is there.
I like it.
Another idea.
Hold on, my cat's begging to go out, but tell John one second.
Get it. John, what's the gist of the question that you typed up? What's the direction you're going?
Do you want me to just read it to you real quick?
Yeah, totally.
Based on the fact that Epstein's start came from a mysterious, massive amount of money that he wasn't actually qualified to have or manage, and his connections to politics, science, and finance, and everything else, and geopolitically how his objectives aligned with the same objectives as the imperial objectives heading towards one world government and religion, with Israel as the nexus and capital of this future world vision, which would use the Vatican and Mecca and Zionist Christians to control world religion for one world religion. Show explanations to back up this theory as the explanation of the overarching theory behind the purpose of all this, as the ultimate explanation of who he worked for and what their objectives were.
I cannot fucking wait to see what it's gonna do with this, dude. I have no idea what it's gonna do, dude. That's so sick. Let's get
So
it.
I just did a new chat. Dropped it
that's
in.
definitely
so
a move for a new chat, right? But it's gonna like cook on all that different context, and it's gonna go out and look for. And the first answer it gives might be half as good as you'd like, because there's so many directions for it to go. It can only get so much in one query, but then like I think it's probably gonna be pretty dank. And then you should queue it to give you more and give you more and give
How
you
do you
more.
do that?
Just by asking the next question, because the way it works is it can only get like, you know, maybe a total of 100 documents in the first look, and they'll be fucking relevant, but there's a lot of directions you're asking. So it'll give you back a answer based upon like that first search. But in the second question you ask, it'll already have the first search's context, and then it'll go out to get more detail. My developer described it to me as though like when you take a photo of the night sky and you see all the stars, you see like, okay, cool, I see this little patch of stars. Those are actually all galaxies. So when you take the second photo, you zoom in on one of those stars and you realize that that star is actually like a million more stars. So every question you like zoom in deeper on the context and you get more and more granularity, more and more understanding and depth from it.
Holy shit, dude.
It's crushing. So it's still thinking because none of the sources have loaded in yet. Boom.
Yo, this is crazy.
So real quick, before you get into the reading it, do you see at the top of the chat where it says sources? It says chat on the left and sources on the right. That's just a panel where it'll show you all the sources that have been pulled into this chat. One other feature I hadn't pointed out yet.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to read
But
this.
I think you guys are pretty much ready to fucking go crazy with it. I'm already way over time. I got to go to dinner.
Dude,
I'm gonna watch this show back and see what you guys pull up because I'm so stoked, dude. I'm so stoked to see what people get out of this thing.
Bro, on behalf of the world, thank you so much,
dude. I'm just so proud of the team. I'm not the smart guy that built it. I'm just the guy that had the like vision of like what we could do with it. And we're all gonna bring it out together. So thanks for being stoked and thanks for trying it out.
Yeah,
dude. This is fucking awesome. People are already. I haven't even been watching the chat. I've been so wrapped up and actually seeing it. I've been watching the live stream chat and people are dropping questions. So I'll ask all the questions.
Ask all the questions you want. Share all the information about it you want. And we're limiting it to the beta test right now, just so that we don't like break the servers and we make sure like it is still very much fresh. We built this whole thing in 2 months with 4 dudes. Only 2 of us are like actual developers. And so there probably are glitches. There's probably issues we need to fix. So hit me up if you find anything. And we're trying to speed roll it. Like we're trying to beta test it in just a couple days and get it out to the public ASAP, basically. Cause like, duh. And so anyone that's watching, all I'll say is stay tuned onto my accounts and stay tuned onto the web accounts on socials, on X and on Instagram. And if anyone wants to know about it, go to theweb.io and there's a sign up for the beta test on theweb.io. And we're going to be giving it out to like that more public beta in the next couple days.
Bro, I got to tell you something real quick before you go.
Yeah.
One more thing about the web, the connection between the word the web. Just so you know, man, South Lebanon was occupied by Israel for like 18 years. And there's this town right on the border called Bint Jbeil. And the head of Israeli intelligence gave a speech there when it was still occupied. And he said, our intelligence has spread throughout the region like a spider's web. And then when the resistance liberated South Lebanon, the leader of the resistance gave a speech in that same spot and said, Israel's as weak as a spider web. And so they have something called the spider web complex, that they are super psychologically triggered by being referenced as weak as a spider web.
No shit.
Yes, dude. And there was a 33-day war in 2006. They dedicated 5,000 soldiers to retake this town, and they couldn't do it. And they lost like all 5,000 soldiers basically because they were so pissed that the guy giving a speech there saying they're as weak as a spider web. So calling this web is like insanely like
it's all information warfare, baby.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
And we're gonna take our fucking country back. We're gonna fucking take our country back. Now is the time. The dam is broken, and the only thing we need is information for the people. We just need to empower people with the actual information, and it's all right here. It's like literally all right here. There's evidence of crimes in every direction. It's all documented in these files, and literally like web is every single day right now. It's just spitting out
more
like
crimes.
literal documentation of crimes that the DOJ can and should be investigating in all sorts of directions. So just like fucking dig into it, play with it, have fun with it, share it. Yeah, super stoked. Thanks for having me on, guys.
Dude, this is sick as hell. Thank you so much, man.
Yeah, you got to come back and like hang out with us, man. It's nice
Oh,
come back
100%.
anytime, dude.
100%. I'll be back on the next show, man.
Awesome.
Dude, thank you, man.
dinner.
We'll talk to you soon.
Peace out, guys. Peace out, chat.
Later.
See you, bro.
Dude,
holy shizzle, man.
This is crazy. Yeah, he was like, I'd come on for 15 minutes. It's been like 45. So thank you, Ian. That was fucking awesome. Yeah. Weaving spiders come not here. That's funny. That's the Bohemian Grove saying.
Is it really? Oh, damn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, can you just like give me like the last couple of paragraphs? We don't want to read the whole thing. We don't want to bore the chat, but I mean, I'd love to hear the last couple paragraphs of the response.
Yes, so let's do that.
Or
Miles Low Road with the $20. First of all, big fan. Second, asked if Bitcoin was hijacked by Epstein. So yeah, I will ask that here in just a second.
There's a lot of investigation about Bitcoin. You're on the huge one. We will
ask all super chat questions.
No.
And
Bitcoin
no more news, episode. Adam. Shut the fuck up. The same stuff he always says. Yeah, ball. It was a typo, right? It was supposed to say bank, but it said ball, or it said bank name. It said ball, BAAL, and it was a typo. It was a typo. Adam.
No, that's
not
so. No. What it is that like all bank transactions of that type are classified as like BAA, like L. It's not. It doesn't actually mean anything. Like it's like if you go to the bank and do that exact same document, it'll say ball at the top. Like it.
The one I saw, it looked like a typo. Wikipedia. Did Epstein have a bank account named Ball?
I mean, you can't even. It's not even possible like to name your bank account like 4 letters. Like it's not.
Yeah, I know.
No, it's a thing. It's like a financial term, and I don't even think it's a L. I think it's a number 1. It just looks like an L. But anyway, that's not important.
I get a sneaking suspicion that tomorrow's episode of American Journal is going to be wild. Are you going on it or something? Bank account at location. There you go. BAAL.
See?
Yeah, dude, we know. Like, who cares?
Okay.
Anyway. What are we talking about? All right. Let me open up that last chat.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So what you asked was based on the fact that Epstein's start came from a mysterious amount of money. Okay. So it looks like it looked into that first and foremost. Estimated $2 billion net worth, but the source of his wealth remains opaque. He started as a math teacher at Dalton School. So it goes over his history, where he taught the son of Bear Stearns chairman Alan C. Greenberg. However, the documents reveal significant gaps in his qualification. He is substrata of super wealth, i.e. without institutional establishment credentials or academic bona fides. He's a freelancer. Here's the rub. He's free, i.e. doesn't work for anyone. So that is from the House Oversight document.
Yeah, that's definitely not accurate. Here, I'm going to keep reading. I'm just going to use the bathroom. I'll be right back. But just keep reading.
Leslie Wexner connection. Epstein's primary benefactor was Leslie Wexner, founder of The Limited, who became a client in 1987. Let me see if y'all can read it along here. Since all but one of his clients are anonymous, all right. There are persistent rumors that Epstein's lavish lifestyle is primarily financed by Wexner. Since all of his clients are anonymous, Wexner sold Epstein what would become the largest townhouse in Manhattan. I think he did that for like $1, right? It was some sort of is it perfunctory? I keep using the word perfunctory, and I'm not even sure I know what it means. Perfunctory is something that you do for the sake of doing it, right? You're just doing it like you're going through the motions, right? Isn't that what that means? Somebody let me know. Global governance connections, Trilateral Commission, Council on Foreign Relations, former Rockefeller University board member, New York Academy of Sciences member. One document explicitly states his role: if you are once again to focus on being the banker to the world leaders, giving them what they themselves require, help, guidance, expertise. It is my experience that they are always more agreeable to helping their own people. This suggests Epstein saw himself as a financial intermediary for the global elites. Man, I used to always, like, people would ask me about the Illuminati, and I'd always define it as the people that knew how to do this financial shit. We'd always talk about, like, that's what it means, is like, when you get to a certain level and like you have to know the right people who know the right methods to hide things, and that's how you can really like enter into the elite. Is you got to know where the offshore bank accounts go and how you file it so it avoids you got to have the greased palms at the tax office. So yeah, like that is literally what the Illuminati mean. It is knowledge that they withhold, but it's not, I mean, some of it is literally occult knowledge, but a lot of it is the hidden
Practical.
method of crime.
Right. Practical knowledge, like sourcing babies to eat for some reason.
Exactly.
Apparently they're obsessed with that. And like, can you imagine the infrastructure required to have a constant supply of babies to eat? Like that is very complicated.
I wouldn't even know where to begin, John, to get a single baby, let alone an infinite supply.
All right, scroll. I don't know if you got to read this whole thing. Maybe just scroll down real quick.
So Israel and intelligence connections. Robert Maxwell.
I know about all that.
Visits Israel bases. Strong support for Jewish causes. Considered fleeing to Israel.
That pretty much proves that he. I mean, that proves a lot right there. I mean, that's kind of the end of the investigation, actually.
That alone is a little bit telling.
It's like, okay, it's like they say he worked for Putin, but he considered fleeing to Israel, not Russia.
Yeah. Monitoring room with staff and artists described a hidden meeting room where men sitting here monitoring private moments. Okay, that's creepy as hell.
Yeah, okay.
That's Wikipedia. Interesting. Okay.
Here we go. This is where it gets good.
All right. Religious dimension.
Hold on.
Epstein's two main charitable causes were science and Israel. That's a good quote. Science and Israel. While there's no direct evidence of connections to Vatican or Mecca, his strong support for Jew. You don't think that's true?
No, he lived in the Vatican.
Oh, that's right.
Apartment. That's not true at all. Here, you got to follow up here. Type on it and say, didn't he stay with Pope John Paul in the papal apartments? And doesn't he have a deep connection to Saudi Arabia, who is subservient to this global agenda?
You have connections to
Saudi Arabia, who, I mean, it doesn't know anything outside these documents, right? So that's fine. Just leave it at that. It doesn't know that Saudi Arabia is like part of like the petrodollar. Like it doesn't.
True. You got to give it that context.
Yeah, it doesn't know that. But let's see.
Interesting. See, that's where we need like the Whitney Webb book and like a few other.
Oh, that'd be huge to put that in there.
Things to give it context like that.
Bro, I want the WikiLeaks. I want WikiLeaks.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
It needs that.
WikiLeaks, but then some like a couple books about it to give it context like that.
That'd be pretty smart. So did you type in Pope John Paul II, or did you type that in explicitly?
I typed, didn't Epstein stay with Pope John Paul? I didn't, but it probably knows.
It doesn't have connection to the internet, so that means that it does know some context.
Well, let's see. It searched Epstein, Vatican, Pope John Paul. So it probably discovered
that's a
Pope John Paul II thing.
Yeah,
Ooh, we could do that. What about entity? Oh, because this is pulled up.
You're in docs. Go up to the top.
Entities. Can I find Pope?
Okay, that's a little weird. Tevin John.
Oh, Donald John Trump. Jean-Luc Bernard.
Okay, that's a little weird.
Interesting.
I just type in Pope, but you already did.
I did. Yeah.
Okay, type in Vatican. Okay, that's not an entity. That's a little weird. No, okay, can you search? Okay.
It says no evidence of Epstein staying with Pope John Paul.
That's really weird.
Extensive network that he used. So I wonder if. So this is his different
okay, I'll have to use the internet now to see why it's saying that. That's really weird.
Yeah, well, tell me if you can find where, like, we'll do it the other way. We'll see if those documents exist, or like, see if you can find where that claim comes from, and we'll see if we can find it in here, not through the chat.
Okay.
Yeah, interesting. It's
Oh, okay. It's under a different name.
what's under a different name?
Type in Karol, Carol with a K.
Karol.
In the entities search. Let's see if that's it. Entity. Yeah. Search entities. Karol. What the fuck? Okay.
Interesting.
That's not there either.
So what? Because what did you find?
It's a visual reference. It's a photograph.
Okay. Can you send it to me in the chat
Yeah, I don't think I have the photograph, but let me see.
or the link? All right. So by the way, we're not gonna be able to go that much longer, honestly. I'm doing the Alex Jones show tomorrow, by the way. So I'm going to sleep a little bit earlier than normal. But yeah, if y'all have any questions you want us to ask or anything like that, the only way to super chat is through Rumble. And here's what would really help us is if you put our videos on YouTube and let them play all night. I'm missing like 1,000 watch hours from YouTube until we can get monetized there and we can start doing super chats there. So if you guys want to legitimately watch our shows for a couple hours, never looking away even once, then maybe we could start taking super chats on YouTube. It'd probably be a lot easier. Ask Lucas Gage to make me a theme song. That's a good idea. List of jerky enjoyers. Should we search jerky? Well, hold on, wait. We already had a super chat. What did our friend want us to ask? Ask a Bitcoin. All right. Let's see what it has to say about this. And this is beta, by the way. Like I'm in the beta test. So anything that's not working, it's not because it's never going to work. And there might be things that it just hasn't cataloged yet, or I don't know. There might be, if that comes from a photograph, I wonder if that is messing with it.
Yeah.
So let's see. Was Bitcoin hijacked by Epstein? And what investments he had? And what investments did he have with its early development via MIT? That is a good question. Thank you, Miles Lowroad.
Yeah, we're gonna.
Hobbs,
I need to stand
Hobbs,
up.
are you going on American Journal? Is that what's happening, Hobbs? Sorry, what did you say, John?
Oh, this is like a tool that takes like a long time to work, because the first pass, the first results are broad, and then you need to like make it go even deeper, basically.
Right. So let's see. Epstein Pope apartment. Just searching to see if there's
No,
articles about it.
Yeah, it's a rabbit hole. This is gonna take forever. Let's there's definitely, I mean, I don't know how this is not showing up. It's a little odd.
You know what it might be? I wonder if it has something to do with, well, I don't know. I was gonna say like, because it has 1,000 entities, which seems like there should be more. I don't know how they define entity exactly. And like, I wonder if there's a document from somebody or written to or from somebody, it's included, but if somebody's just talked about, it's not included. And so if it was somebody saying, he slept at the Pope's, it wouldn't include the Pope as an entity because it's just being discussed and not actually active in the documents. You know what I mean?
Yeah, let me I mean, I can find it.
Because this is saying I'm looking at a Substack. I don't know if it's accurate or what, but Epstein emailed about getting Pope Francis a massage during his 2015 visit.
Like, yeah, why
2015.
Is that? Type in Pope Francis then. Well,
that would be Pope Francis, so maybe that was the difference. Well, I typed in the word Pope in the entities, not in just the search document. So, but nothing, no documents matching Pope.
I mean, it might not be the name of the document. Let's it's saying that it's now Grok is telling me that the Vatican Bank.
Oh yeah. Let's
They're
see.
saying that the Pope Francis for a massage is a crude joke. They're saying that was just a joke.
Yeah, so that's what I'm wondering, if it's just like they just mention somebody, it's not going to show up or even, be referenced by the AI.
Wow, this is crazy that it's like nothing coming up at all. But anyway,
The documents show Epstein was actively interested in Bitcoin as early as June 2011, just 2 years after Bitcoin's creation. In an email to Amer Taki, a prominent early Bitcoin developer, Epstein wrote, "The Bitcoin idea is brilliant, but I suggest some serious downsides, as I'm sure you're aware." He attempted to arrange meetings with Bitcoin developers, asking for their contact information and expressing interest in discussing the technology. Epstein's most significant involvement came through his relationship with Joy Ito, director of the MIT Media Lab. The documents reveal direct funding of MIT Bitcoin project. In June 2014, Joy Ito emailed Epstein asking, "Should I spend $120,000 of the money in the CCC account to fund 2 kids who are running the Bitcoin Club?" Epstein responded simply, "Yes." This $120,000 funding was specifically for the MIT Bitcoin Club, run by students Jeremy Rubin and Richard. Interesting. Government connections. Joy Ito mentioned in emails he was working with various government agencies, including Treasury, and that Epstein was of the same mind on most things in this space. Influence over development. Epstein was actively seeking to influence Bitcoin architecture, forwarding information about Bitcoin architecture structure idea to contacts like Steven Sinofsky. Interesting. So has some interesting Bitcoin architecture structure idea. I think it's promising. I think you should hear it. Alternative currency development. In July 2014, Epstein sent Ito an article about the beginning of the end for Bitcoin 1.0, to which Ito responded, "Interesting. I'm working on the Media Lab coin now." No evidence of hijacking. There's no documentation showing Epstein controlled Bitcoin's code base, influenced Satoshi Nakamoto, or manipulated the protocol's fundamental design. But I think I know what you're talking about. So let's see.
No, he didn't hijack Bitcoin. He's not the one behind Bitcoin. That's not true.
No, but I had seen something where he was emailing somebody else. I guess it was this one. Yeah, this Sinofsky, where he's talking about the structure. So when was Bitcoin created?
They're saying 2009.
2009. So that would have been 5 years after.
Yeah, I think he saw it and you tried to get involved as much as possible, but I wouldn't say that he was involved on the ground floor at all. If anything, this proves that he definitely was not involved on the ground floor.
Interesting. 2014, 2015, Epstein continues to position himself as a connector in cryptocurrency circles, but it looks like 2011 was the first time he contacted Bitcoin developers. So I can say, tell me more about the first meeting. Let's just see what it says. They're saying Epstein is Satoshi. We figured it out, you guys.
No, it's definitely not saying that. That's actually
no. That's what it's saying. We figured it out.
Oh, they'll get me in trouble with the crypto bros.
He is Ball himself.
Oh, okay.
Jesuit order of shitbaggery. Could be.
All right, let's think what else.
Y'all ever read The Man with the Iron Mask?
It's a good movie.
Y'all are missing the target on Bitcoin? Why? Explain yourself, Truth. Can't just vague post like that.
Dude, vague posting is so funny. I have a whole
like, actually, you're wrong. About what, motherfucker? I mean, dog. I mean, about what, home dog? All right. Home dog. What does that even mean? Based on my investigation of the documents, Jeffrey Epstein's first Bitcoin meeting was in July 2011. This was a significant early encounter between a convicted sex offender and nascent cryptocurrency community. The initial outreach shows Epstein was already monitoring Bitcoin just 2 years after its creation and recognized its potential while expressing serious downsides. Nearly a month later, he followed up explaining that while they hadn't arranged a meeting through Epstein's secretary, one of our members of our group is now in New York on business. He asked if Epstein would be interested in meeting the representation. He said tomorrow or tonight would be fine. So it looks like they met. Donald Norman. Wonder who Donald Norman is.
You gave me a bit of a scare.
We're all being as legally diligent and we follow the KYC, know your customer laws. We're basically doing nothing that the digital gold companies aren't doing, and we have all the money, unlike eGold. So that must have been in reference to like Epstein being like, oh, you're going to get in trouble for this.
What the fuck?
Yep. I would suggest that you review the laws on money laundering, money transmitting businesses, gambling, Patriot Act, tax on barter clubs, virtual currency tax, conspiracy rules. A tax attorney and a criminal attorney would be advisable to consult. You
want to know what's funny is that he's not wrong, and they probably are violating all those laws, and nobody cares.
Well, interesting. Okay, so that was in response to this. This is Donald. It was nice to meet you. You gave me a bit of a scare. We're all being as legally diligent as we follow the know your customer laws. We're basically doing nothing the digital. Okay, that's one we read. He links a Wikipedia article about crime and fraud. eGold definitely committed gravely criminal and immoral deeds. We haven't done anything immoral or criminal. Still, you have been around for a lot longer, and we are outsiders to the real world. Your concerns are now concerns of mine. 1, powerful people will not like us. 2, powerful people will get their way regardless of what the truth is. 3, no big system is without corruption, in the U.S. government, while good compared to many developing countries, is very far from perfect. Still, I have to have some blind faith in judges who are not just cogs in a wheel, but real people. From a speeding ticket I got to my readings about the Supreme Court, judges seem to be respectable people. In a country of 300 million, there are bound to be many horror stories. Damn, dude, this must have sounded like a total goy to Jeffrey Epstein, man.
Yeah, this guy's a dweeb. Well, keep reading. I would love to see the end of that.
That's the end of it. He basically points out the Michael McDonald's hot coffee lawsuit. It was sensationalized to suggest people sue for any old thing nowadays, but really she needed skin grafting and was treated like shit by McDonald's after only trying to get $20,000, which was the estimated medical cost. If you read the whole ordeal, it's truly a different story. So I guess he's saying the powerful, I guess there are 4 pages. Hold on. O.J. Simpson, the only reason he's doing so much jail time, basically life for armed robberies, because he killed 2 people and everybody knows.
Wait, the Liberty. What? He's not in jail.
He was in jail for a while. He got like sentenced.
They made his sentence really long because of the fact that they knew he was guilty of murder, but he got off for murder. So then he got in trouble for something else. Okay. This is crazy, man. We're reading the emails of some Bitcoin guy talking about philosophical crime and justice to Jeffrey Epstein,
thinking that Jeffrey Epstein is like on his side and like, hey, you got to be careful. People are corrupt, you know. It's fucking. You can barely hear him over the screams of the women tied up in his basement. I mean, just wild. I've also compiled a small list of charities that I like.
What the fuck? Who gives a fuck about the charities you like? Okay. Well, what does Jeffrey say back to us?
Yeah, I guess here, let's see. The problem with the way emails are organized, we should really be starting on page 4. So
go to page 4. And
page 4 was just like the sign off part. So Amir, the Bitcoin idea is brilliant, but I suggest some serious downsides. Please call my office. Interested. Okay, so all right, we know this. So this was this guy saying we didn't get arranged, but one of our group is in New York. Tomorrow would be fine. So then this is a follow-up to that. They're talking about Julian Assange. I'll let you know how that goes. So this must be a guy connected with Assange.
Yeah. All right. Well,
charity water.
Yeah. So these people thought this convicted sex criminal was a good guy. Crazy.
Yeah. Well, nobody. They covered it up pretty well. Powerful people are not like us. He says to the man who has every world leader on speed dial.
What the fuck, man?
That's crazy.
Yeah. The goy naivety on display here is unreal. All right, so let's do one last thing before we got to go, man. Type in what's jerky? No, wait. No, for real. Let me think for a second. Some people on X, they said they wanted us to do a lot of different stuff. But
Brock Pierce in Bitcoin. Fred Ershman talking about Bitcoin. Web, missed that. You're missing the target on BTC. Okay, so this is the guy who said he was more involved in BTC than what you guys are saying. Well, we're not saying anything, dude. Chill.
how would we know that, bro? How would we know? Were you there, bro? Like, what are you?
Asking about Fred Ersham. I will do that.
Tell us what you know, Anon.
Who is this guy?
Ask it about that guy's name who's posting these chats.
Can't take my soul.
What?
His X account is can't take my soul. The ultrasound picture from 2024 that's in the files. Huh?
Ultrasound.
Apparently, they had an ultrasound machine. Is that what you're talking about? Fred Haddad rather than Fred Ersham. I'm getting scientific papers about evolutionary biology rather than the cryptocurrency reference for the specific. Fred Ersham's blog post, Accelerate Evolution Through Forking.
Wow.
Brock Pierce and Bitcoin too. Brock Pierce was the Pizzagate guy. Right?
Here we go.
Okay, here we go. What does it say? In document, etc., there's a reference to Fred Ersham's blog post, Accelerating Evolution Through Forking. This reference appears in a section discussing cryptocurrency protocol development, specifically addressing protocol improvement models. The document discusses how developers improve legacy protocols either directly or via forks. Developer incentive problems references Tezos' approach, where token holders can vote on improvements to the protocol proposed by developers and reward their developers for their contribution. Discusses the network value analysis, discusses the equilibrium value of cryptocurrency tokens. While the documents don't show direct communication between Epstein and Fred Ersham, Ersham's work appears in analytical materials that are part of Epstein's cryptocurrency research files. This suggests Epstein and his associates were studying advanced cryptocurrency development concepts, including protocol forking strategies. Ersham's work represents the technical analysis side of cryptocurrency that Epstein was monitoring, separate from his more direct financial investments in MIT Bitcoin projects. Strategic positioning. Epstein was gathering intelligence on various cryptocurrency development approaches, including forking strategies that could create competing cryptocurrencies. So no direct connection, no evidence of influence, limited context. So that's interesting. Blockchain X gene editing. Interesting. So they were applying evolutionary biology to Bitcoin development. Doesn't surprise me. It's kind of like how they use lava lamps to create whatever it's called, encryption. What about Brock Pierce? We'll see what he says about that. This guy Epstein is a freak mad scientist like from the movies. Yes, he is. He is.
We gotta find a crime, bro. We gotta find a crime real quick.
Oh, we should find a crime.
Yeah, because we're not making him look bad right now.
Well, but it's his connection to Bitcoin is pretty interesting.
So far, I haven't seen much connection. I mean, he funded a couple things, but it just sounds like a Jewish guy with a lot of money being like, "Don't do anything cool without me."
Yeah, pretty much. My guys will tell you how to get it all set up.
You're gonna get in trouble.
That's so funny.
No, but we gotta find something like juicy real quick. Like I gotta. Can you say? Does he have any connection to cloning?
Epstein is reported to have engaged in cloning experiments. That's wrong. At his Zorro Ranch.
Oh, how about we just type in everything about Zorro Ranch? Whatever.
What happened at Zorro Ranch and was cloning involved?
Naming it Zorro Ranch is just like such a
close to UFO sites. That's cool. Search for the mark of the beast.
No, it's not. He's not going to directly call it that.
That could be interesting. I mean, just like decoding code words. Damn. Well, this is going to be super fucking useful. And it's just going to take autists and nerds to just like slam a bunch of amphetamines and just spend like 12 hours on this thing. And we're going to get some genius results, folks.
Yeah. I'm ready.
Oh, that Republic Apostle was saying he was referring to the crypto. The crypto is the mark of the beast.
Oh.
This is cool. Yeah, we can just like hop back from chat to chat. The initial shirt. Oh, let's see what he says about the Ball bank account. However, I found a significant document that explains confusion. Epstein requested a wire transfer. Yeah, Ball name. Yeah, so people just saw that and were like, what the fuck?
Nah, it's the nothing burger.
Epstein's Foundation documents show donations to Chibbus Yerushalayim Reb Meir Ball Banis, which is a legitimate charitable organization. Ball here is part of the name, meaning master or owner in Hebrew.
Oh, shit.
Jeffrey Epstein the Sixth Foundation. Dude, has anybody even looked into his family? Like, all I know is that he has a brother. I've never even looked into his family. I think that might be what we need to get into next. Wow. This looks like a ton of stuff. Advanced genetic research about a lab that he funded for various projects, including mammalian cloning, age reversal using CRISPR technology, cold-resistant elephants. Okay. What the fuck? What the fuck? Many thanks for your encouraging words yesterday. It's already a super interesting experiment, even with $0 spent. To George Church. This is from George Church. Project. Below is a first pass list of potential investments for the 10 million. This may be more information than you wanted at this point, especially given the trade-offs between jargon and brevity, but I'm having so much fun, I just wanted to share it. See, this is the thing. When Epstein is the money guy, everybody treats him like he's Willy Wonka. Like, you can even read it the way he's like, I would be so nervous writing this email. Like, you can tell everybody's nervous writing Jeffrey Epstein, right? Because it's like, apparently he's dangling $10 million of investment. And I don't know, just the way this reads, where it's like, this may be more information than you wanted, but it's a trade-off between jargon and brevity. It's like, I don't want to just overwhelm him with information because then he's not going to care, but I want to tell him enough that he's interested. You can just like feel it. Same thing with that other guy being like, Oh yeah, you really scared me with that.
Yeah,
Like-
all academics are dick suckers to whoever's going to fund them because they don't make any money.
Right. So this guy is saying potential investments, super centarian study, okay, living forever, egenesisbio.com. Sounds
we gotta
shady.
check that out.
Sensor selectors, right? Oh, you know what I'll do? How do I do the
Highlight?
I hit highlight, right? Highlight mode.
Oh shit.
Then I can just should we just see what this shows up at? Hope it's anything bad. Doesn't exist. Okay.
Of course not.
Archive.io.
Oh,
Wait. What? Whatever. Okay, that one doesn't exist. Let's see this one. Oh, okay. It gives a little explanation. So we don't even need to be wondering, actually. Restoring life after organ failure.
restoring life. So bringing people back.
We are a team of innovators working at the intersection of genome engineering and transplantation by advancing human compatible organs for patients with organ failure. Fake organs is what it is.
Oh, grown in a pig,
No way.
usually. Or a cow.
Let's see.
I'm half pig. Sorry.
I got a cow heart. A platform that unlocks human compatibility.
It's animal human hybrids is what this is.
By utilizing 3 classes of edits to address organ safety and efficacy, this integrated approach. Let's explore our pipeline. What the fuck?
Just ask like ChatGPT, like where are they getting their organs?
Pig cardiac exotransplantation. Yep.
Xenotransplantation. It's called xenotransplantation. It's a foreign species.
Translation. Yep.
Pig to baboon model. Holy shit.
Porcine kidney.
That means pig.
Yep. Infectious surveillance disease and management and clinical exotransplantation experience with first human porcine kidney transplant in June 2025. Okay. All right. So Epstein was involved in some human pig hybrid activity. Sensor selector technology for optimizing commercial production of biochemicals. New redox and sensitive protein cross-linked based on radically recoded bacterial genomes and or multivirus resistant organisms. Eliminating ecosystem pests and invasive species. This will probably be in the news on July 7th. Business model similar to the relationship between Amyris and the Gates Foundation for manufacturing malaria drugs.
All right, let's go faster. Skip through.
Making human, I don't know, it's crazy.
But I don't know if they actually did any of this.
Mammoth DNA. I have a great idea. Let's talk today, later.
It's just like, fuck all that. I got something else. You ever heard of the Quizette Shatterack? No, shit.
That's good. Madeline McCann. That's interesting.
All right. We got something juicy here, man. That was pretty good.
I mean, that was pretty good. I mean, human pig hybrids. That's pretty juicy stuff as far as I'm concerned. Let's see.
Wait. Go back. I just saw something.
What?
Right there. Scroll down. Right. Up. A little bit more. More.
Suspicious barn construction. I noticed that too.
A chimney, which could potentially house specialized equipment. Is this where he got the sulfuric acid delivered to?
I think that was the. Oh, you know what?
We'll
Let's find out. Did Epstein order sulfuric acid? Where to?
All right, cool.
Man bear pig. Return of the Minotaur.
But yeah, Well, other than that, that's weird that it's not coming up with the cigarette. That could be in a photo then. So that could be a limitation right now of not necessarily reading words.
Well, I mean, even in beta, this is pretty fucking sick, I have to say.
It is.
I
We're
mean,
having a lot of fun.
adding a ton of shit to this, like the like different books, adding the Wikipedia or WikiLeaks stuff. I mean, damn, pretty fucking awesome. All right, well done, Ian Carroll. That's fucking dope. I'm going to be using the hell out of this. I got to figure out how to do the API thing he was talking about, because I feel like you could really like superpower this even more so by like giving it the ability to search the web in a limited sense.
Yes.
Shipping records.
Oh, dude, that's crazy that we got shipping records. Okay, that's.
Dude, this dude was up to some crazy shit.
Read that last 3 sentences at the bottom. Epstein's
Just
interest
dig
in
deep.
pH balancing. So he knows about something, that balancing your pH in your body is like key to avoid cancer or something.
I guess we can go and see what it's saying. pH balancing concerns. Evie said, I go to drugstore to get suppositories to balance pH. I feel a little strange from the other day. What the fuck?
Wait, what? What's this about?
To somebody else from, okay, so Epstein wrote, Eva said, go to drugstore and get suppositories to balance pH, question mark, 3 days. So go today. We need to be careful as I feel a little strange from the other day.
That's really weird, bro. And who the hell is Eva?
What the
And why did they
fuck?
block who he sent it to?
I feel a little strange from the other day. What did he do the other day that still making him feel strange? So that's a different copy of the same one. Okay, but it has who it is this time.
Can we look that up? Like, who the fuck is that? Karina.
Let's find out who the lady is.
Who that is?
Who the lady, man? who the Karina I heard about? Oh, it's still working. Or wait, there we go.
Heavy metal testing? What the fuck?
Shuliak. Health monitoring, alternative medicine approaches through Dr. Raffrano?
Nah, this ain't no alternative medicine. Some shit happened. He was.
References to experiments appear in emails.
Right. Results
from experiment.
Time for more experiments. You have much untapped power. Yeah. The knowledge graph?
What?
It says, now
let me use the knowledge graph to explore. Interesting.
What knowledge graph? Okay.
Must be an internal thing.
Oh, wait, we could go all night just checking out what the hell this guy was talking about.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, he's into some crazy shit, dude. Apparently, he was doing some experiments. I'd be happy to help you find an assistant. Tell me the parameters of the job and I will look. As far as the experiment is concerned, I don't know. I was part of one.
Oh, shit.
I don't know. What is this? Great, done. I will send an email out to my European girlfriends.
Wait, what? Preference of nationality?
She needs taste, so unlikely too young. Salary of 125. Sprint. Can she be older than their girl? Whoa. All right. I need an assistant. Well-poised, educated, traveled, organized, well-spoken. She will coordinate world leader dinners, private messages, transport, security planes, take notes, follow up, buy flowers, shop like crazy. Age, can she be older than your girls usually are? Education, preference of nationality, does she need to be beautiful?
Older than your girls usually are? That's crazy.
French speaking, helpful, attractive, presentable, no romance. I'm not looking for a whore this time. Like a normal lady this time, please. What the fuck? I'm not angry with you at all. I feel like I can be candid with you just as you are to me. I feel Leon, wonder if that's Leon Black, strung me along and may not have criticized my actions post hoc when you spoke with one another about me. I know it's not at all your style to string anyone along. You are direct and sincere, and I believe you care about everyone you bother to bring into your very busy life. I know our conversations the other day was just a way for you to communicate your concern about my course of action. I appreciate it. Most people aren't like you. They don't care. They aren't clear. And they are not invested. I reacted to your email in which you described me as a failed experiment. I came to New York because I trust you and your unique, unfettered perspective, perhaps more in that moment than my own. Just because our Phaidon-related plans didn't turn out to be the right ones doesn't mean this trip hasn't. What is I don't know. Phaidon-related plans. A place, maybe. Talk to me about what you expect from me. I trust you. I'm sorry for my tone. I blame my hair color. And he's just like, I need an assistant. If you're angry, I'm sorry. The tone of this is surprising. Not sure. Next step. Dude. What the fuck?
I don't know. We could figure out what's Phaidon.
I don't know. I would be happy to help you find an assistant. Tell me the parameters of the job and I will look. As far as the experiment is concerned, I don't know if I was part of one. Am I an unsuspecting Galatea? What does that mean?
Some reference to like mythology.
Or it's like another term for goy.
So he worked at He was running shit at Phaidon.
What is Phaidon?
I don't know.
Greek mythology, she who is milk white was the name. What the fuck? Galata, daughter of Eurytius and Spartan. She married a man of good family, but poor, Lamprus. When she became pregnant, Lamprus wished to have a son and told her to expose the child if it turned out to be a girl. Galatea gave birth to a girl while Lamprus was away, so she, with the advice of seers and her own dreams, told Lamprus that the baby was male and named her Lysippus. As Lysippus grew older, her true sex became harder and harder to conceal, so Galatea went to the sanctuary of Leto and prayed to the goddess to change her daughter into a man. Leto took pity on mother and daughter and made Lysippus an actual man. There's some transgender bullshit we just uncovered.
Oh, okay. Now, we got to look up Phaidon because she was promised a job at Phaidon and that never happened. And then she was like going to work somewhere else and he got like kind of butthurt.
Phaidon. Oh. Phaidon Press, global publisher of creative arts, an Austrian book publisher.
No, I don't think that's it.
Why not? That could be.
I think it's in New York.
Shop Phaidon Press online. I don't know. Let's see. Phaidon International with the bull,
conservatory. That's
a bull logo.
There it is. What is this?
The logo of ball.
Oh, okay. It's like a talent agency.
Discover our 6 specialist brands offering local expertise with a worldwide reach.
Yeah, I think he was running this, or he was involved in the. That's crazy, man. I don't think anyone even knows that.
So interesting.
That's how they were finding people.
I uprooted from LA at your behest and was strung along of somewhat of a fool's errand. And now that I've taken up the real and tangible opportunities that are being presented to me, the film, the column, and the book, to say your experiment has failed, I'm not suggesting you were aware of or bear any responsibility for the kind of goose chase this Phaidon thing was. But if our experiment was one of seriousness and focus, I feel there's been serious progress.
He basically told her
dude?
Come work at Phaidon or something, or Phaidon would give her a job or something, and then it didn't work out, and then she got other opportunities, and he got kind of butthurt. He said the experiment failed. Who knows what he was trying to do with her?
Helping me find a new assistant would be greatly appreciated. I suggest taking evening classes, sign up ASAP. Not sure about day classes. I have great respect for you. I would hope by now that we would have made some progress. Not sure we have. If there's something I can do, I'd like you to tell me. A metric-minded gentleman scientist. I fear that our experiment is not proving successful.
He's not making any sense. He doesn't say what the experiment is or what he's trying to achieve with her. He's just kind of
Dude, what is this last part? Perhaps you can clarify your expectations to me. Of course, I already feel a little bit like your ward, so I don't want to disappoint, but I also suspect I'm your least obsequious and most rebellious ward, and that might not be acceptable under the terms of our tacit deal.
Yeah, he's just like, it's like an abuser kind of thing. Groomer. That's like grooming stuff right here.
Interesting. Kirian Shuliak was Epstein's girlfriend and one of the main beneficiaries of his estate, who was the last person who spoke to on the phone before his death. Why are we looking her up again?
That's who this is talking to, right?
Or there's another one. There was another one that we asked about. Shit, we should have like pinned it or something.
But anyway, it's getting late, man. You probably got to get some rest.
Yeah, I got to go to bed. But good night, everybody. Thank you for joining us here on the Moonbase. We love you, despite the fact that you don't give us any money. That's fine. No super chats. Not a single one. Just our life force given out for free. Our precious time that we'll never get back, delivered like a sacrifice unto you. Just playing. Thanks everybody for being here. This was really fun. Thank you to Ian Carroll. Huge. Make sure to sign up for this when it comes out, theweb.io, and you can follow them on X as well. I think at theweb.io, if I'm not mistaken, something like that. But John, anything else before we close down?
No, just guys, we have never messed with this before, so appreciate your patience with us, and eventually, we'll dig in and we'll find some hot stuff for you guys, something actually very, very juicy and good. It takes time. Real journalism is a lot of effort, and I appreciate you guys hanging out with us.
This really is the best use of AI. Like, we actually are going to win with this type of shit. All right, that's going to be it for us. I'm going to play a quick little short from like the best artist on X, as far as I'm concerned, PsyOp Anime. And then I'll play the outro and we'll be done. So goodbye. I'm hosting the Alex Jones Show tomorrow, so tune in for that. And we'll see you then. Cheerio. What should I do here? Play this?
アメリカ国民に説明できるか。なぜお前は子供を人身売買し犯したスグマン庁舎を守っているのか。なぜお前を人身売の儀式を犯した億万庁舎を守っているのか。
了解。事実を淡々と述べるトーンで、ダウ平均は今5万ドルを超えています。S&P は7000部前、ナスディックも過去最高を更新しています。それこそ話題にすべきことです。それがエプスタインのファイドと何の関係があるんですか？本気ですか？